Hey all, Paint Marine here with another out of the box video, and this one is going to be going over four models, and they're specifically the Necromunda Bounty Hunter models. The second set I don't have the first, I think, three. There's like the I can't remember. He's like Bighorn or something, like the half goat human mutant dude, and then there's a couple others. But I got the second set because mostly just because I wanted that squat bounty hunter. Could have got him separate, but they had like a bundle where you could get all four of them at one time, and I was like, no, might as well because they're pretty cool. So I'll be doing an unboxing, and then I'll also do kind of a quick like assembly of them. They're all looks like they're pretty fairly easy. Like this only has, you know, like one piece here for the model, and then a couple other little extra pieces. So, but yeah, this is Belladonna, the Noble Bounty Huntress. So if we can focus in on that at all. So we got that one. Then we have Slate Medina, Warlock Road Boss, and he comes with a pretty sweet looking dog with a robotic leg there. Then we have, I think it's Eros Slag Mist Bounty Hunter. So there's him. And then finally, last but not least for sure, Grendelson Squat Bounty Hunter. So there we are. Definitely really looking forward to doing this one. So I'm actually going to get these guys open, throw them in a quick little warm soapy bath to kind of, you know, scrub off any mold release that might still be on that, because there's a definite issue that can come up when you go to paint, as your paint could start flaking and chipping off because the mold release is not allowing that paint to adhere properly to the model. Alright, so let me go do that, and then next up I'll reset the camera up and we will assemble them so we can see what they look like assembled. Alright. Hey all, Paint Marine back. So I got everything set up. I got all the models out of the warm water and soap bath so we can get that resin release agent off, hopefully, so we don't have any issues when it comes to paint. But now we're going to look at them as I assemble them. So quick tips here, or equipment that you will need in the process. I got my clippers, my hobby knife or X-Acto knife. For resin, definitely want to use super glue. I would prefer the Gorilla Super Glue Gel because it has a nice thick consistency so it doesn't run everywhere. And then also I like to use the Zip Kicker. So this is going to accelerate that drying bond so you don't have to sit there and hold the pieces together forever for the super glue to dry. So that's all those. Let me move this out of the way, and first up we will be doing Belladonna, the Noble Bounty Huntress. So here's the card with the assembly instructions on the back. Then inside you get a nice kind of background and what exactly the hired guns are, and then you get this card that's the character cards for Necromunda, so you can cut it out so it actually fits with your other cards, and then the stat lines on the back here. So that's all nice, and so it even says here include sample profile inside. So of course that could mean that the profiles will have the potential for changing after this. Let's see here. Well, we can put that there for now, and then we'll grab herself. So there, I guess you could call them sprues essentially. There's 3 for her. Otherwise, it's a pretty complete model. So you have these, I guess, hair sprue. So this has this bow that goes on the back and some feathers. Then you have her arm with her axe, and then you have her herself. So let me go ahead and do this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to be careful here, and we're going to go ahead and clip her from this sprue here. Be careful, this back heel looks like there's a, I mean, you could accidentally snip it if you're not careful. Now there is a little bit of flash, it looks like. There we go, a little bit of flash. Like right here where the heel and the foot is. Yeah, and it's pretty clear on this side. Alright, so I'm going to do my best here to kind of clean that. Okay, just clean that up a little bit. Alright, there you go, there she is. Pretty simple. Then I'm just going to kind of check over, make sure there's no other flash or any other thing. So like right here you can see this is part of the like injection mold, I guess, part that doesn't have to be there, or shouldn't be there rather. So just being careful, kind of clipping that away. And they're just kind of looking for other similar things of that nature. Alright, I don't see any. I do see here, looks like, let me get this centered a little better. Looks like a mold line of some kind right here that needs to be kind of cleaned up. And on the inside here where the mold kind of slipped a little bit. So that's definitely going to take a little bit more time and effort, but I'm just going to assemble it now and then I'll clean up those mold lines a little bit later. Alright, so there's that. And the next, the hair pieces should be fairly simple. So on this, you can see where it kind of comes up onto the piece a little bit. So I'm actually going to cut just below it and then kind of come in and clean up that back little piece there. There, just kind of clean that up a little bit. Alright, then maybe come down a little bit further on that one as well, and then come back in and carefully kind of clean it up. Alright, and then finally the axe arm piece. So this one I'm going to kind of come right up on the hilt, nice clean cut, and then here I'm going to kind of cut there, and then I'll come back to clean up that piece there, so I got a better angle on that. Okay, so far so good, pretty simple. Alright, then we have our base here. Let's see. Looks like I need to clean up the bottom of the foot. She doesn't want to sit quite straight. Alright, let me see if that... And trying to find a good position for her. Alright, kind of like that position right there. That looks good to me. So next I'm going to grab my glue. And shake it up a bit. Okay. And then let's find that spot again. Alright, there we are. So now, like I said, we can let it kind of dry a little bit, or kind of use this zip kicker a little bit. Oh, that cap went flying. Alright, and this stuff actually comes out pretty quickly. Alright, just a quick little spray, and that'll bond nicely. So the next thing we want to do is make sure that everything is going to fit by kind of doing a dry fit, dry run, if you will. Alright, so the feathers, and as you can see, there's already a nice bond going on here. So the feathers are going to fit here. So I'm actually going to try to trim these down a little bit more. So it fits a little better. And there we are. Okay, so that'll fit nicely. And then on the back, this like bow thing goes something like that. Let me check. Yeah, we want like that. Okay, I mean that's pretty simple. And then this is probably the biggest one to make sure it dry fits nicely. And let's make sure how does it got it positioned in the artwork. I like to look back a little bit. Okay, so we do want it kind of low and behind the leg some, which is about exactly how it comes up there. Alright, next. So for this, what I like to do is I like to put the glue in on the actual main, I guess, body of the model. And then I'll use the zip kicker on the parts that are going to be attaching, because that way I can kind of more control the position of the pieces. Sorry, I kind of bumped the camera there. And they're such small parts, you gotta really kind of just use the minimal amount of glue that you can and get it in there. Okay, so then just do a little bit here. Okay. Then come up here, and you gotta work kind of quickly, because as soon as this gets in here, you have a couple seconds to maybe adjust things. And then it really starts to settle in. And right there already, boom, it's on there. Like I said, it's good to pre-fit everything beforehand and know exactly how you want to get it. And then, like I said, you have a couple, like 2, maybe 3 seconds. Oops, I got a bit much on that one. Maybe about 3 seconds to really get it in there before that is going to dry. And then right there. Okay, and this one actually I think I could use a little more glue on it. And so I'm gonna just do another little dab there, and then I'm gonna use my finger to kind of push it down in there so it doesn't mess up some of the mold later. Okay, cool. And then on the back here, so here's a prime example here. So I'm using the X-Acto knife to kind of drill this hole out. So I had put some super glue in there a little bit before, and then when I sprayed those feathers, I accidentally oversprayed onto my finger. And so when I was pressing the feathers on, my index finger was touching the back and actually set the super glue that was behind there. So there's a little bit of flash here. I want to kind of clean out a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, so I had to kind of redo that one a little bit. So now here we go again. Okay. Now I'm trying my best to not overdo it this time. Okay. push it in there. Okay. And there it is. And just like that, Belladonna is ready to go for paint. Outstanding. All right. So, next up, we're going to do, what's this? Eros Slag Mist Bounty Hunter. So again, some more background. The character card, the profile on the back, and the assembly instructions. As you can see here, should be very, very simple, as we only have 2 sprues, the character, and then basically his 2 hands, weapon, and his hat. So, here it is. Let's get to it. So it says in order, so you have this the first, and they want you to put the gun second, the hat third, and then this fourth. Obviously, I don't think the hat really matters. You can do that whenever, but it's definitely important that you do the gun first before the other hand, because as you can see here, this one kind of comes on top of that gun as if he's adjusting something on his weapon. So let's jump right into this one. So again, kind of cutting the base here. Alright. Let's check his footing here. Might have to clean that up a little bit on the bottom, but yeah, that 1 foot is a little, doesn't want it to sit straight up and down. So kind of clean that up a little. Alright. Alright, that's better. Perfect. Okay. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and glue him down for now before I cut the rest out, and then go from there maybe. Alright, so there's glue on real quick. And there we go. I'm just kind of set him aside for a little bit and give him the glue time to try to dry naturally before I have to use any zip kicker. Alright, and now the arms. So try and get a good angle here. Okay. Here on the hat, I'm just going to go around the edges. And then I'll come back and I'll clean up those in a minute. And then his last arm here is done. Alright, like I said, then we'll come here and we'll clip these up. Okay. Alright, so trying to figure out if there's really a front or not. There is kind of some grooves in there to see. It'll kind of fit on the head a certain way, it looks like. And oops. Trying to look at the assembly instructions here. Looks like we have, this is the front, the 2 little marks, and then this little kind of rectangle piece is the front. So go ahead and do that now. Little daffy glue. Excuse me. Then we will do this. Okay. You know what? I kind of messed up on this one, but See how this goes. There you go. That worked pretty well. So what I messed up on is I did not do my dry fit like I said I would, but luckily it worked out. It fit pretty much right into place. Actually, yeah. So it worked out, but definitely dry fit and make sure you have the right position before you start putting glue. Alright, so next up we got this one. And then this one is going to come on top. Something like that. Okay. So you can already tell this is going to be a little bit difficult just because of, there's not a whole lot of way to kind of adjust it. Okay, so I might even try to just do this. Yeah, I already pushed in there and a lot of excess glue came out, so just remove it real quick and kind of go from there. Trying to adjust in a way that it looks good still, sits flush. Trying to match how it is on here. That seems about right there. Okay. So next we'll do this side. So that way we got the gun. Hopefully this will help kind of prop it up. Come in like that, and then kind of lay it down. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. Maybe try to push it up a little bit. Yeah, that's about that. So now I'm gonna actually use the spray in here. Make sure that it gets a good solid finish on it. Alright, there we have it. Oh, and I see there I got like a little bit of cleanup and stuff to do. Yeah, so there's gonna be a few spots here and there I need to still go around and clean up, but for assembly, that's pretty much it. Alright, there you have it. There is Eros Slag Mist Bounty Hunter. Looking pretty good. So I'll put them, our completed projects so far. Alright, so next up, we're going to go for Slate Medina Warlock Road Boss. So you can see he has some kind of a thunder hammer, I guess it is, a power pistol, and a cybernetically enhanced dog. So here we have two cards. So we have Slate Medina with a designer's note and some background information. And then of course the character cards for both, what is this, Makula, the Cyber Mastiff, his pet dog or whatever you want to call it, and then Slate Medina himself. And then of course the assembly instructions. So a little bit more going on here because we have essentially two characters. So here's Slate Medina, the body of his dog, the base for the dog, the base for him, and then the other sprue that comes with the head, tail, legs, and the plasma pistol for Slate himself. So let's get going on this guy. Trying to see here on the dog's leg or how it sits flush, but there. And then all right. So I'm gonna do my dry fit for sure this time. All right, so this kind of sits up on his shoulder like that. Okay, so there's that. This definitely looks like I need to clean up. Oh, well, there was like a little peg there that looked like it wanted you to keep to make assembly a little bit better, but oops, kind of came off a little bit there. And let's see. Looking at the arm and everything, it looks like it's supposed to position like that. All right. And then clean up the feet a little bit here. Okay. Check the footing. That's pretty good. It's kind of a lot, so I'm going to use my finger to get some of that excess off. And I didn't use the zip kicker on this right now. I was kind of hoping that it would kind of sit on its own for a little bit. And then this one I'll definitely need the zip kicker. So I'm gonna put the glue on there. Kind of move these pieces out of the way because I don't want to get the zip kicker on them. Do my best here. Okay. Now here we go, this one. It keeps flipping in my fingers here. Okay. Alright, well there we go. There's Slate all done. Now we'll get his puppy put together. Alright, so make sure all this lines up. There's a little bit of a gap over here. But honestly, I think with the glue in there, that'll actually help to seal that gap up. I may have to take that off a little bit. Yeah, there's a little flash or something right there, because as you can see, there's this other little hole here, so that kind of piston thing is supposed to fit in there, so I'll have to clean that up. And then the back leg fits quite nicely. And then the tail, which is shown as kind of being kind of down. I think like that right there. Yeah. Alright, so let me do a few things here. I'll do the tail real quick. Okay, and then we can do this back leg because it was all good to go. Okay, so 3 legs good so far, and then we need to clean up this one. And then this little area here. Alright, there we go. That actually fits quite nice and snug. And now we'll add the glue. Okay. And as you can see here, it definitely shows it kind of comes off the base a little bit. So it's the pose is definitely made to be a little bigger, I guess, than the base here. So really from edge to edge. Kind of keep it like that, I think will be the best. I'm putting a decent amount, but I'm going to dab it off with my pinky because I definitely don't want a lot of excess glue. And I'm going from front to back as I wipe it. The whole reason why I want this excess off is I don't want there to be a lot of excess glue that comes up through and kind of takes away the detail of the claws, the toenails, or we're going to call them, on the model. Just gotta press it down there a little bit. Okay, press it down a little bit. Hopefully it stays a bit. Now we're actually gonna probably spray this a bit. Definitely a lot of spray on that one. Actually, let me. Okay, and then finally the actual head of the Mastiff. Need to get that added on. Oops. It's so hard to get like a really fine spray down with that. There we go. Make sure we're good. Alright, cool. There it is. Cybernetically enhanced Mastiff. Alright, and now the grand finale. The one that I know I've all been waiting for. Mr. Grendel Grendelson, the squat bounty hunter. There we are with some background, more rules on hired guns, and the profile card. And assembly instructions. Again, pretty simple. You got the main body, a pack, a gun, and a hammer. Alright, do some quick dry fitting. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, and then finally the pack. Alright, looks good. Man, excuse me. I don't know where this coughing fit's coming from all of a sudden. And some glue here. And then finally, excuse me, the hammer. Oh, oops, you know, I did that backwards. There we go. Okay. Excuse me. And there we have it. Grendelson. All completed. And there we all are. All completely done with this selection of bounty hunters. Now I don't have the next set yet, but hopefully I'll try to adjust this a little bit. Before too long I will get those ones as well. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this quick review and assembly. They are great looking models. There's, like I said, on Belladonna I saw the most, probably kind of flash cleanup that I'll have to do, but the rest just kind of like minor little, well not flash, but mold lines. And the rest will kind of have some other minor little cleanups here and there. But for the most part, no major issues with these models. Everything came together quite nicely, and pretty pleased with them in general, and looking forward to get them up and painted. No definite ETA on that, as many that follow the Facebook page and channel know that I've still got a lot of stuff going on as far as getting ready for Nova. And then recently, if you can kind of see here in the background, and I'll kind of refocus on this awesome Death Watch squad that I've been assembling together, which will have to be painted at some point as well. So yeah, so a lot going on. We'll go back the other way. So definitely looking forward to progressing on along all these aspects, but as we know, you can never outdo the gray tide as it is. There's always more models and less time to paint than I'd like. But anyway, alright, well, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and until next time.